belt. Obviously a lot of pressure being felt in all directions. A lot of guys coming here for their last year of eligibility, a lot of new guys, a lot of guys that have been here that haven't been as successful lately. So the pressure of being able to come out and show a difference in style of play and performance is something that I think we all felt. And yeah, it was a little rusty and slow at times and some mistakes out there, but really proud of our resolve and how we came back a couple times from being down and ultimately fighting to the end and pulling out in front of a nice home crowd.
You mentioned resolve, sir. What was it like going down the 2 times, and then when you did get it level, were you confident? Your guys seemed confident that they would get that 3rd goal?
Yeah, I mean, High Point's a good organized team. They've been there before, and they have it sort of built within their culture. Super dangerous on restarts, and that's where they ultimately hurt us on the second one and continue to put us under pressure. Teams sit in and look to counter. We have to be a lot better in our defensive counter positioning and winning the ball back. And then I think over the course of time, we'll get better with our ball rotations and being able to pin teams in a little bit better, which makes it a little bit easier to score later in halves.
Anything about the kids out there today surprised you? Maybe you saw something you didn't expect? Or?
No, just like we talked about, like controlling the things you can control, and that comes to effort, not getting outworked, and having some belief and some of those intangible things that I think will make a really successful team and ultimately put us in a good place come the end of the season. And that type of identity and building that is something that we have to continue to work on, but this obviously gives us some confidence going forward that we can fight back in any future games.
Yeah, and then on those 3 goals, kind of what did you see from your team be able to like capitalize? Because you guys were down here a lot. Just what on those 3 goals allowed them?
Well, I think a lot of them were like second chances, third chances within the box with a lot of traffic in there. So making sure that we're committed to getting to those areas and sacrificing your body a bit and being willing to put things on target. Like sometimes it's not the prettiest of stuff, but getting it in there. I think we were good in those areas.
Yeah, and then you're bringing in a new system. So how do you feel like they played in the system? Obviously, you brought some guys that have been experiencing it, but how do you feel like everyone kind of gelled tonight?
Yeah, it's big. High Point came out in a different system that we had scouted them in, and changed the system within the game as well. So it's another layer of being tactically astute and being able to change how we play within our own system, not changing our system, but how to adapt within how other systems change is an important part of our dynamic going forward. So I thought the guys did well to adjust tonight.
Doing this a long time. How excited were you for this first game?
Very excited. Nervous energy, even though I've been coaching a lot. Like there's only one first real game. So yeah, of course you have moments of like second guessing or your confidence. Oh, this is the right choice. And everything I've been through with my family, like moving down here within the transition, it's been difficult. So to be able to have a moment like this is really special.
2 more from me, sir. First of all, Hakeem, he didn't score, but I thought he had a really good impact when you put him in.
Yeah.
Could you speak to his game?
Yeah, he's a physical specimen that has to keep defenders honest. We're working on it, but if he can get a lot more lethal around net with his shots and releases, and do a little bit better with his own mentality of his response to being fouled and all those things, and he's going to have a very bright future. So still has a lot of growing up to do, but at the same time, like someone who physically can outmatch almost anyone in the country in what he does.
And finally for me, sir, your impression of the atmosphere tonight?
Oh, great atmosphere. Can't ask for better support. Red Terrors, the student support, the community, and I look forward to a lot more games like that where we can come out and see what we're about.
Coach, you brought 3 players from your former program. How has their familiarity with your system helped you with your adjustment to Raleigh?
It helps a little bit, but I think we had a spring to be able to work through some stuff. The real challenge is bringing in 14 new guys in preseason, only having 17 days to try and get the guys that were returning on the same page, ultimately with the guys that are new and coming in and don't have a lot of time to get up to speed. So that's something that I think we'll get better as each game goes on. But having some familiar faces out there obviously really helps.
And then secondly, with you being here in your first season, obviously you spoke about the atmosphere, but what was the energy like among your team tonight? I mean, did you feel just a certain amount of energy and juice on the sideline tonight?
I mean, yeah, playing at home, we talk about it as a sacred thing. Like, you don't get a lot of these moments, and you have to take advantage of them. And there's a responsibility to playing in front of your home crowd. You got to be able to put on a show and represent what the Wolfpack brand is about. And I thought we did a great job tonight.